Yo, listen, this video is for any non-football fans out there who are probably wondering why people like myself and hundreds, if not thousands of people in the UK and around the world went absolutely mental last night. I dropped like 10 statuses in a row. Like, my Snapchat story was hella long last night. I even read a statistic when I woke up this morning that the usage of Twitter in the UK went up by 86% due to Leicester winning the Premier League. And you're probably thinking, oh, what's the big deal? So many overpaid footballers, so they're just kicking a ball, blah, blah, blah. But allow me to give you the backstory about why history was made last night. Allow me to tell you why this was absolutely pivotal about what happened last night. So, right, you got this football team called Leicester Football Club, and obviously they won the Premier League last night. And the Premier League is arguably, if not the best football league in the whole world. And you're probably thinking, okay, yeah, what's the big deal? A team has to win the league every year. And yeah, I get that. Someone has to win the league every year. However, in my lifetime, it's always been dominated by four teams. It's either been Man United who's won the league, it's either been Man City who's won it, it's either been Arsenal or Chelsea who's won the league. And Blackburn had a cheeky win back in the early 90s. So shouts out to my man Shearer. So when it comes to Leicester now, as a club, they're not necessarily on levels with the rest of the people in that league, because a few seasons ago they were actually a league below the Premiership in the Championship. A few years below that, they're below the Championship in League One. So on paper, they're not necessarily as good as the other teams in the league. So that's why when it came to the beginning of the seasons, you had the bookies and the bookmakers writing them off at 5,000 to 1 to actually win the league. Shouts out to that guy who actually put money on them to win it, who walked away with like 200,000 last night. Like, talk about having belief in your team. Like, talk about having belief. Just to put that into perspective for you, the bookies had it more likely for you to find Elvis Presley alive than Leicester winning the league. Then they have finding Elvis Presley alive at 2,000 to 1. This is a guy who died in the 70s, supposedly on his toilet seat. Like, they said you're more likely to drive to Scotland and flipping bark the Loch Ness Monster there than Leicester winning the league. They had finding the Loch Ness Monster in Scotland at 500 to 1. So we need to ask ourselves, like, what can we learn from that? What can we learn from getting written off like that? There were supposedly experts in football who even writ off Leicester. So what we need to ask ourselves is, what can we learn from that? What we can learn from that is the opinion of others does not matter. The only opinion is what you matter, or the only opinion that matters is what you think about yourself. Because clearly Leicester, they didn't care what anyone else thought of them. They flipping just went on to murk the whole league. And it's crazy because when you do the comparison about where they were in 2015 compared to 2016, it's crazy because when you look at the months of February and March in 2015, they were actually bottom of the league, fighting relegation. However, fast forward to 2016 in the months of February and March, they're absolutely at the top, smashing it. So again, what can we learn from that? So what we can learn from that is that if you aren't happy with your current circumstance or where you are in life right now, that's fine, because in 365 days times, you have the opportunity to go to complete polar opposite and smash life and do whatever you want to do or be whoever you want to be. Do you know what I'm saying? If that isn't inspirational from Leicester, I don't know what is. That's why myself, when it got to it was like 11:30 last night, I almost left my house and drove an hour and a half just to get all the way to Leicester, just to go to Leicester, to be there, to be in the vibe, to be there with them. And no, I'm not a fan of Leicester. I'm not a fan of Leicester at all, but I'm a fan of the underdog. I'm a fan of greatness. They're saying this is the type of shit that makes Hollywood movies. We don't care about the stories. We don't care about the movies where someone was born great, where they lived a great life, and when they died great. No, we like the type of stories where people fuck their life up, then absolutely overturn it to go on to greatness. That's the type of things that make Hollywood movies. So no, I'm not necessarily a fan of Leicester, but right now I'm a fan. I'm a cooler, I'm a freezer, I'm a refrigerator. I'm an absolute fan of Leicester right now. I'm an absolute fan of them. And isn't even Leicester on the whole, which is amazing. Yes, they're amazing on the whole, but when you break it down individually to the characteristics of the individuals in the team, it's even more amazing. We already know the story of Jamie Vardy, how a few seasons ago he was playing in a league, what, 5 or 6 leagues below the Premiership in the conference. I don't even know if they're a professional. Are they semi-pro professional? I don't even know. But now he's smashing the league, and now he's banging goals for England, left, right, and centre. When you look at Mahrez is a kid whereby he was playing in a league in France a few seasons ago. Apparently, when Leicester came to buy him, he didn't even know who they was, and now he's smashing the league with them. But for me, it's even the more emotional story. What touched me was the story of Kasper Schmeichel. Just quickly give you his story. His dad, Peter Schmeichel, was a goalkeeper for Man United. They're both goalkeepers, right? So Peter Schmeichel was a goalkeeper for Man United. And aged 29 in 1993, on May 2nd, Peter Schmeichel won his first Premier League trophy in that year, at that time, at that age. Fast forward to 23 years now, to 2016, his son did the exact same thing. On March 2nd, age 29, as a goalkeeper, winning his first Premier League trophy. Yo, that's just emotional, man. If that isn't inspirational, I don't know what is. And when you look at Leicester as a team, the sum total, the value of their whole squad, costs less. Battery low. I'll continue. Yeah, sorry. The sum total of Leicester as the whole team cost less than what certain clubs will pay for one player. Do you get what I'm saying? The whole value of Leicester's 20-man plus squad costs less than what certain teams will pay for one Don running around the pitch. What can we learn from that? Is something what Aristotle said. The philosopher Aristotle, said that the sum of the whole is greater than its parts. The sum of the whole is greater than its parts. So when it comes to us as a community, as a society, we need to understand that we are greater than any individuals in it. We are great as a society, as a team, as a nation, to go on to do great things. So yeah, this video is coming up to 7 minutes now. Usually my videos are like a few minutes long. So yeah, obviously, May 2nd, 2015, we watched Mayweather beat Pacquiao, which was a phenomenal event, a phenomenal fight, literally one of the best fights in boxing history. And he then went on to become 50-0, to win 50 fights. Well, he then, set the record for 50-0, winning 50 fights without losing. And that was May 2nd, 2015. On May 2nd, 2016, we saw Leicester do the absolute unthinkable and win the league for the reasons which I've stated in this video. So what's going to happen next year? What's going to happen on May 2nd, 2017? I wonder what's the story going to be then? Or is it going to be you? Are you going to set history by this time next year? Only you can decide.